So after playing so many continuations and releases in 2019, I sometimes tend to go back to older games to see how they're holding up. Games like Path of Exile, Guild Wars 2, you know it, and all of a sudden, I remembered an old game, Neverwinter. I saw it in my Steam library as one of those games that I haven't touched in a while. Let's go ahead and check this out, see how Neverwinter is holding up or doing in 2019. Now, if you guys don't know, Neverwinter is one of those old MMORPGs that came out in the era of Arcade, old school RuneScape. It was even closer to Black Desert's initial release. And I said old MMORPGs not because the game is old, but because it used the old MMORPG design formula that only few games have today. And it's good to see that the game is still holding up after 6 years, so I decided to jump in like after 4 years of me leaving the game, and it's cool to see that the game has improved, but it really didn't improve that much. See, the Neverwinter that I know was so heavily impacted by the pay-to-win system, or let's say pay to skip some grind or pay to get good. And I must say this system still exists to the very core of the game today, and that is a bad thing. You might even want to say it got worse with the amount of updates that have been introduced to the game since then. The problem with Neverwinter in the past is that it's kinda similar to Warframe in its monetization and grind, but Warframe did its own a little bit much better than Neverwinter. It's not that it is forcing you to shell out some cash, but if you are a new or casual player, this game does a terrible job of guiding you through what you need to do to earn the money, to earn the good stuff, or even get better in the game. So it ends up forcing you to pay real money or paying cash to get all the good stuff. It also has a way of dumping a whole lot of stuff in front of you all at once, and you could get lost in the middle of it all. Now this is why it is a little bit quite similar to Warframe. Once you meet a veteran of the game who is quite eager enough, in my past experience, a lot of the ones that I've met were willing to help me in many ways. It's also fun to say that once you get a hang of the game goes from really confusing to really addicting, and then later on probably lead to boredom. But you know, you still have a whole 100 of hours or even thousands of hours before you get to the boredom stage. Still, there is a high demand for you to spend in this game. So look for a lot of forums and Discord groups from very jump so that you don't have to do all these things and you can avoid all those hurdles that the game puts in front of you. It's published by Perfect World Entertainment after all, so you know the goal is going to be the almighty dollar. Now, I'm in no way saying that this is the worst MMORPG or this is the best MMORPG in 2019, but if you are looking for a free entry point with an old school class system, then Neverwinter is still one of those amazing games that you can get into. In fact, it's actually a pretty good game in its own design. There are various classes, skill sets, unique enemies, unique gameplay elements, and it's quite interesting that even new and old players will enjoy and still enjoy this game. Now, I must also inform you that this is one of those games that is much fun for new players as it stands. After about 500 hours, 1000 hours, you may start encountering some typical MMO issues, boredom, the developers not listening. You will see situations where a lot of people in the community will be complaining about things that had to change in this game, such as even some PvP elements. And that is quite true. But if you're new, chances are you won't even have to worry about these problems or know that these problems exist. The gameplay and the design is still nice for 2019. If people can play WoW Classic in 2019, then this game does have its own jewels as well. Now, before I go though, I would like to leave you with one simple warning. Whatever you do in Neverwinter Online, do not spend real money in this game. That's my advice to you, and maybe stay away from PvP, at least for the meantime. This game has its own set of issues that can be unbearable to veterans, but as a free-to-play player and new player, you can try it out and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it as well. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about Neverwinter. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.